It's day 2 here at TYR SoCal. Before we dive into Saturday, I want to say thanks to our partner for this weekend, Box Basics.
You can find all of your favorite shoe brands, the latest drops at shopboxbasics.com. Use code TEF and you'll get 20% off. Great people, great products. You can use that code all weekend long. But to start day 2, we get to be outside at Huntington Beach, where the athletes will come out here, run alongside the surfers, the ocean, and of course the famous pier.
Yep, and the TYR Cup kicks off with 6 athletes competing as individuals for a combined time. And like Lauren said, they get to finish on the run right here. They'll pass right behind us with a nice little audience of some local Huntington Beach surfers.
Event 4 to open day 2 was all about the beach. 6 athletes per team competing as individuals for a combined score tackled a 3K row, 60 burpees over the worm and in the sand, and a 3K beach run along the shoreline. The men from North America came out swanging, and Pat Vellner, Jeff Adler, and Dallin Pepper all led for the pack through the row and the burpees and were the first 3 athletes down the beach for the run. Backdrop by world-famous waves and an array of surfers watching from the water, Adler would flex his running capacity, separating from the pack to notch the fastest time of the bunch, with Vellner and Pepper following closely in his footsteps.
It was a bit harder than I thought. The sand was quite soft, softer than I wanted. But the goal was to win anyway, so I was trying to put a minute on second. I think I got like 36 or 40 seconds, so. But I got a minute on the first man on the other team, so that's good. I was trying to race the little Jeep there, the 4x4. So.
Did you beat it?
At some point I was in first, but no, I didn't beat him. But yeah, it was fun.
It was more than enough for the North American women's trio of Emily Rolfe, Danielle Brandon, and Ariel Lowen to bring home the point with a trio of strong finishes of their own.
Do you do a lot of beach trainings in the sand?
No, from Canada. Just your feet slip a lot more, so I think you have to do smaller, short, sharp steps more, not big. And I think I run like like a deer, like bounding, so it's quite different for me. It's a big change.
Event 5, a gymnast specialist matchup. First up, Alexis Raptis versus Tia-Claire Toomey. Toomey off to a speedy start on the rope climbs, gaining a 1-rep lead ahead of Raptis that she was able to maintain through the entire 2 minutes. But Raptis is quick and efficient on her hands and struck back on the freestanding handstand push-ups, gaining 3 reps on Toomey, putting Team North America 2 points ahead of World as both women moved to the rings. And that's where Toomey asserted her dominance with fewer breaks, pulling Team World ahead by 4, and from here, World never looked back. While Raptis beat out Toomey on the first set of freestanding handstand push-ups, Toomey's capacity stole the spotlight in this set, giving World a 5-point lead, and after that last set of rope climbs, a 7-point lead. Guy Mayeros and Pat Vellner took the floor next to see if World could secure the Event 5 win. Vellner was quicker on the rope climbs, but since World had a 7-point lead, Mayeros still sat 5 points ahead and held that lead through the ring muscle-ups and then jumped to a 6-point spread after the freestanding handstand push-ups. While he lost a rep on the final set of rope climbs, it didn't matter because Team World would earn an event win, and Guy wasn't afraid to add a bit of style on his final rope climb. I
have some people that I look up to, and they're all entertainers, and I think that all sport needs someone that takes the front and be the face of it and always the showman and always give the people what they want because they're here for a show. So I think that one job that I like to do is to give them what they are paying for, what they want, and I don't know, it's just natural, and I think that people connect with athletes that are happy and are enjoying to be here.
Event 6 featured same-gender pairs taking on a chipper of 4 different movements. On the women's side, the World team sent out Emma Tall and Grace Walton out to face the pair of Emily Rolfe and Ariel Lowen. Tall and Walton managed to build a lead through the first 3 movements, but things got tighter on the final portion of the event, the ski erg. Rolfe and Lowen started to reel in the World team, and when Tall and Walton turned things over to their male counterparts in first, Rolfe and Lowen weren't far behind.
The hardest part was, like, I'm used to knowing exactly where our lane is because there's 10 athletes out there. So I was the one who picked up the wall ball and went to the wrong target. So that was frustrating, but I didn't know where to go. And so we just started, and then they're like, you gotta scoot over. So little hiccups like that make it harder.
The men opened with the ski erg, and BKG and Brent Fikowski could not hold off the duo of Justin Medeiros and Dallin Pepper. The North American men duo grabbed the lead on the ping pong wall balls and then took advantage of a costly mistake from Gudmundsson and Fikowski. They would drop the med ball during the GHDs, costing them precious seconds and ending any hopes they had of making a comeback. Medeiros and Pepper cruised to the win from there, picking up an event win and pulling North America back on top by 1 point heading into the final event.
Justin and I knew if we were within striking distance with what the ladies did, we'd have a great shot knowing our squat speed, our GHDs, and then we knew we could get on the D-ball.
The night ended with a speed clean ladder with a twist, adding a set of bar muscle-ups to start each round. If you want to talk about upsets, this is where you saw them. Sahar Kaya and Danielle Brandon face off first. Just before both women come off the bar muscle-ups, Brandon got a no rep, costing her precious seconds, giving Kaya the cushion she needed to stay ahead and win her heat.
Coming up, I told you guys to don't underestimate me, and that's what happened when you do, you know? I've been to the games 3 times, but still, I feel like a newbie, you know? I haven't done this too long, so it's harder for me to find my place right next to, you know, the big dogs. But yeah, I'm just playing their game. I'm just matching their energy, you know?
Justin Medeiros might have been the favorite against Daniela Kai, but if we've learned anything from this format, you can't count anyone out, and not someone like Akai who has speed and power. Akai gets hit with 2 bar muscle-up no reps, giving Medeiros a pretty good lead into the cleans, but Medeiros fails the 285 bar, and Akai locks in another point for Team World.
I was pretty confident before the workout started. I knew that I was about to beat him because I feel really strong on the bar muscle-ups and on the cleans. And then I just did 2 no reps. And then I was like, fuck, I just lost. And then I just got it. It was good. It was epic. So yeah, the people were crazy, right? It was not only me.
World up 2-0, then Emma Tall earns another point, beating out Alexis Raptis. Finally, North America gets on the scoreboard as Jeff Adler edges out Brent Fikowski, but not by much. And TYR Toomey locking in the Event 7 win for Team World after beating out Ariel Lowen.
That was a lot of fun. This event, I kind of figured Tia and Guy would get us kind of 2 wins, and so out of the other 4, I'm like, man, if we can squeeze out 2 of those, that's great. Even with one, I thought we'd win the tiebreak with total time. So to start it off with Sahar Kaya, that was so fired us up because Danielle Brandon was talking a bit of trash to the ladies, and so she was pumped. You know, one of the younger athletes in the field, right? Lesser experience than someone like Danielle Brandon and obviously someone like Tia. So for her to have that moment to kick things off was huge. For Aniel to get 2 no reps on the bar muscle ups and then just hammer the bars was crazy. Emma Tall, kind of same thing. It was, yeah, it was exciting. I was the only loser on the barbell.
But honestly, I think a lot of people were talking pretty impressive, how well you moved through that though. Let's be honest, you were closing on Jeff there at the end.
Yeah, I was. And even on the bar muscle ups, when we were discussing this workout, I was like, okay, BKG's bar muscle ups a little faster. Mine are going to be slower. I'm taller, but my bars I'm a little stronger on the cleans. And yeah, so I was trying everything I could to speed up every rep, and I was able to do that and only get a half rep behind Jeff on the bar muscle ups, which was really nice. And then yeah, push the pace. I think I might have gained a little bit of time on the cleans relative to the time we got off the bar on the muscle ups. It was fun. I was really proud of that performance. It was fun. We were stoked.
Couldn't think of a better way to end competition, Tommy.
I mean, what more could you ask for, right? A fast, exciting, explosive event and some upsets. It felt like March Madness out there with Team World firing right back, and now we head into Sunday all tied.
The athletes don't love it, but we sure do. We'll see you back here in the morning.